Yo,
Yeah.
welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Oh shit, I'm moving shit. I shouldn't be moving shit. Okay, there we go.
Every time. Every time.
Dude, I can't help it. There's nothing I can do about it. I try to,
Well, there is.
I,
There is.
there is. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Junk Drawer. Oh, dude, I was like, what the fuck is happening over there in that corner? And then I realized that my screen was just moving the image. It's delayed. Anyways, welcome in. We're back. Another episode of the Junk Drawer. We are joined tonight by a special guest. We have a Pokemon set and diorama artist, Kanto.Kreations. How you doing today, brother?
Doing good. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate this for you guys letting me talk about my art and just, kick it with you guys for the night.
Of course,
Yeah,
man,
for
of
sure,
course.
dude.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, oh, go ahead.
no, I'm not cutting you off, bro.
I was gonna say, we were kind of talking off stream a little bit about how like I just, you followed my page and I was like, holy shit, like I've never seen anything like this before, and I was like, I gotta get this guy on the show. So yeah, thank you for taking the time and coming on.
No problem, man. Like, I just really appreciate people just into my art. You know what I mean? I just kind of started this a couple years ago, and it's just been going great.
Awesome,
Good to hear,
awesome.
man. Good to
So
hear, dude.
Yeah.
How
what
long
do you?
how long have you been on Instagram? Just in curiosity.
So I think about maybe like 2 years or maybe underneath that. This is just my first account I've ever
Okay.
really tried. Yeah.
Damn, dude, you got a shitload of followers. The work speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? Like people see that
Oh,
stuff and they're just they're attracted to it.
Yeah. And a little bit at the beginning, I was just like, it was a game for me, so I just kind of tried to gain the followers kind of stuff to try and play that up just to see how far I could go, and it kind of just grew from there. But now I just kind of chillax.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Javi said, "I'm attracted to Doc." Man, stop it.
But he won't.
Come
Oh
on.
my god. Oh my god.
All right, so I mean, like, let's get into it. All right, so who is Kanto.Kreations?
Oh, okay. So I don't really like to show my face or anything, because I like to think that my art speaks for itself. But my
Okay.
name is actually just Will Frey. There's probably a lot of the first time people ever saw my face, so it's like an exclusive for you guys.
Oh shit, face reveal.
But yeah, I'm from Toronto, Canada. I just live a little bit outside of it in the GTA, and right now I'm go to school and I'm in for health and safety, so for construction.
Okay.
So that will be my leading field. It's kind of like goes with everything I like to do. I like to build, so I kind of try to incorporate a job into that. I used to do um, paint manufacturing for Honda for their car line. I used to make it.
Damn.
So that's how like all the colors and that kind of stuff and painting came into play. I learned all of that mixing at my old job.
Fun
That's
fact.
dope.
That's
A fun fact. Grand Prix white is my favorite color. I don't know if that's like a
Really?
still a thing for Honda. Yeah, so that like that
Yeah,
champion white that they used for the Acuras back in the day.
We made anything that was basically Honda. We made that, and it was kind of cool. I won't lie. We took a few. We took some paints.
Everybody does. Dude.
Come
That's a car
on.
world.
Yeah,
car
yeah.
world.
Come on. Every guy that works there is a car guy. So it's just straight up like, oh, you're gonna throw that away? I'll take that
That's awesome. That's
for
awesome.
sure.
So you're majoring in safety and you said health, correct?
Occupational health and safety.
Occupational health and safety. Okay. So what's that bubble look
Yeah.
like? What's that like? What's that surround?
So that basically surrounds like, you ever like been to your job and you're the guy that is like health and safety that finds all the hazards, writes all the rules, makes sure the procedures are in tight, audits the procedures, and makes sure that everybody is basically safe on the site at all times. That would
so is that like
basically be
OSHA?
Like
Yeah,
OSHA,
OSHA. OSHA.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the Canadian version of OSHA is what I am
Okay.
working towards. Basically, yeah.
Okay.
That's
Got
dope.
it.
Yeah, because
It's-
I have a lot of brothers that work in construction, so it'd be cool to just work my bros.
Oh hell yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what drew you to that? Like, well, you're like besides obviously chilling with your bros, making money, doing your future, right? But like, what drew you to do
Yeah.
that specifically?
Yo, personally, I did my old job and I got into connections with health and safety and it kind of like fueled this kind of thing. I like to like keep people safe. Like I'm always kind of considered like a big brother kind of guy, like the guy that's gonna keep you from going to jail or kind of got your back. So
Okay.
that kind of like leans into like OSHA, because especially because when I worked with my like a lot of people, I saw a lot of people get hurt, and like I was just like, if somebody actually cared about them, then we could actually be safe. So I was like, maybe I'll just do it, and then eventually I just found it and I just pursued it, especially because my old job was kind of getting kind of stale when it comes to position, right? Same thing every day.
Yeah.
Burnout.
Yeah, Dev said my brother's keeper. Yeah, man, it sounds like you're one of those guys, man, that just everyone looks to. That's awesome though. It's fucking sick.
Yeah,
Fucking
so I
awesome.
like to. I'm
What's
trying to
up?
lean towards the.
Oh,
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna say I was just trying to lean towards the environmental side because I'm trying to be outside.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you had said off stream you were an outdoorsy person, so yeah, that's kind of like the best of both worlds, right? You get to work, you get paid, but
Yeah,
you're also getting paid to be outside and enjoy the weather and stuff like that.
exactly. Just travel to different sites. Just do my thing. That's kind of what I'm hoping to get at the end of this all.
I feel like Canada is
dope.
like mostly trees, right? Like there's I feel like that's
Yeah.
all there is, right? So like it's only right to be an outdoorsy person there.
No,
Uh,
honestly, if you're not an outdoorsy person in Canada, you're basically missing out on like 75% of the fun, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like it's
What kind of like outdoor activities do you guys do? Like you guys like fucking like besides like hike a mountain and shit? Like is there like
besides
Snowmobile.
mostly everybody's a cottage person. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of cottage country. Do you know what a cottage? Your face kind of made a thing. Do you know
Oh
what a
no, well,
cottage?
cottage person. I thought, I know what a cottage is, but I'm like, is it just a person
a
that's like,
hobbit? A hobbit?
it's
Nah,
like stoop
nah,
stoop
nah,
kid never
nah.
leaves his stoop, like the
it's like
cottage
it's like
person never
a
leaves
hermit
his
crab,
cottage.
man. Like a
No,
hermit crab.
I meant it as people have a lot of people have cottages in Canada, and like that's kind of like a luxury thing. So people will be like, "Oh, what are you doing for the weekend? I'm going to the cottage. I'm gonna relax at the
Oh,
cottage." So that's why I just said cottage people, that kind of
gotcha.
stuff. So
It's like the shore house around us. Yeah, we're going to my
yeah,
shore house.
yeah. We wish we had shore houses, but yeah,
For real.
something like that.
Wish I
So
had a
it's a lot of
house. I'm
that,
just kidding.
and then camping. We do a lot of hunting, like cabins in the woods kind of stuff. Yeah, like ATVing, anything kind of like outdoors to like have fun. Like we mainly do it. There's some stuff to do inside, but like not like America. You guys have pretty much like an entire playground to just do whatever you kind of want. We have Toronto, and then we have Montreal, then we go to Ottawa, then you have shit all.
Isn't Ottawa's like far west? No.
Yeah. That's like a couple hours away from me, so it's not like something that I can just go and like kind of like indulge in all the time either, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And then Niagara Falls. We have Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
I've never been to Niagara Falls.
No way.
Well,
Bro,
Really?
That's wild.
I heard that shit was
Come
whack. No, I'm
on.
just kidding.
it's not really whack. It's kind of cool.
It's all right. I liked it.
I'm trying to go to Vancouver. I'm a Canucks fan, so like I'm trying to go to Vancouver. I want to
Yeah,
see
I'm
the
sorry.
Canucks play in Vancouver.
I don't know, man. Vancouver kind of has a bad drug problem since we kind of made every drug legal. So
I ain't trying to I ain't trying to get shanked out here.
It's like
you can pick your poison, but there's some streets in Vancouver you might not want to go to. You know what I mean?
bro,
Oh,
it's
okay.
just like it's like a Canadian Seattle, dude. It's fine. Just pull
Oh,
up.
for real. It's
okay?
literally isn't it like just above
Wild.
Seattle?
I think
Like
so.
Don't kill
That's
me.
why. Why does everyone have Super Saiyan hair emojis except for me? Yo, Wolfman, that's because you got a sub, bro. When you sub, it brings up your tier and it puts you like in a certain place.
Get your money up.
you gotta pay to play, bro. What do you think
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is?
Come on.
yeah.
Broke ass.
You ain't getting the cool shit for nothing. Out here
free.
with that basic at no, I'm just kidding. I'm just
So what would you say what would you say is like your favorite activity to do outside of the dioramas and the sets and of course outdoors? Like what is it? There's got to be like everyone has their thing, right? Like mine is like getting on the computer and playing Call of Duty and dying and never winning. That's what I do. I don't
Yeah.
know what about you?
Me too.
Oh, like what do I do? What do I do outside of dioramas?
Yeah. Is there like
Nah.
a guilty pleasure you partake in that isn't like either one of like your outdoor activities or like doing your art?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge nerd and like through and through. So like my pastimes, if I'm doing something, I'll be building like some gunpla on the side. I read a lot of manga. Um, I also play like every video game, and my secret addiction is Dragon's Dogma. I just replay that all the time.
Oh
And
shit. Okay.
yeah, yeah, like this. I'm just like everything that has to do with kind of like nerd culture, comic books, all of that kind of stuff. I kind of grew
Okay.
up on that. My brothers made model cars. That's how I got into Gunpla, and that's how I found that.
Bro, homie's valid as fuck, bro.
Yo, for real. Like I
Give
feel
him-
like a
give him
fraud
blue
out
check
here.
mark,
bro.
bro. He's
Are you,
valid as
uh,
fuck.
Yeah,
So you an anime guy? What's your
yeah.
anime?
Like what's my anime of choice?
Yeah, like what's your number one? Like what's your main?
Okay, well I don't know if you're an anime guy if you can give a number one, like in like maybe like a
Right.
certain in a genre. If
Yeah,
if
like
you want it,
let's say like One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto,
Okay.
Demon Slayer.
Okay.
You know,
More of like your mainstream.
Okay. So if I want to do mainstream, right now I read and I watch JJK.
Yep.
I'm super into Demon Slayer.
okay.
I'm trying to think of like more like mainstreamy ones, and then more like, uh, I don't know, man. I just watch all. To be honest,
I heard
Like,
JJ wasn't JJK what who was it that was telling us we needed to watch that? Was it
think it-
Bro Namer?
I think
Yeah,
it
it
oh,
was
was
Bro Namer.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah,
That's
Jujutsu
what it is.
Kaisen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For like generic like showing like battle anime, like that's like peak. Like you know what I mean?
He said it's elite.
So-
I haven't watched it yet, but he said it's elite.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to check it.
I've been trying to dive into other
Yeah.
animes. I can't wrap my head around One Piece. I don't know if it's just like, I can't take it seriously. I don't think Luffy as a character is like, I don't know. He looks like a homeless
Fun.
crackhead from Chicago. I don't know, dude. I just can't
He
take it
clapped
you, bro.
serious.
He clap you, bro.
Yeah, I don't think
Nah. I'm not a One Piece fan either. I can respect the grind because at the end of the day, I'm a manga fan, so I understand what it takes to put into like writing a story like that and have it make sense. I will give it credit that later on in the story, it's pretty interesting as opposed to like fights and power-ups and stuff. But like I get what you mean. I didn't like cartoony stuff either. That was kind of my thing in Dragon Ball Z too. I didn't really like and understand the animal people when I was a child. It didn't really make sense to me.
Right. So you like that?
Yeah.
You like
I don't
that
know.
You like that realism?
Yeah. Like my brothers, I have older brothers, so like when I first watched it, they put me on like Ninja Scrolls, which is like highly graphic and like 18 plus, and then they made me watch like Afro Samurai, and then things like that. So like ultra realism, in a way.
Okay.
So I kind of got.
I don't know shit about anime.
That's like animated John Wick, bro. Animated John Wick.
See, I can
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can get
yeah.
behind some shit like that. If it's like that, I might
Yeah,
I might have to start watching it.
Well, if you watch the anime for Afro Samurai, it's Samuel L. Jackson. So
Wait, what? No, it's not.
yeah, it is.
That's interesting.
Samuel
I
L.
know that.
Jackson.
Motherfucker.
I think
You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucker.
I think you like it. It's got like a hip hop vibe to it. You know what I mean? Everything is kind of like chill and has beats to it. And he has like a vulgar ninja partner that just calls everybody bitches and slaps them and smokes
Oh
weed.
shit! I gotta watch this.
While he's like a
yeah.
badass samurai and he just cuts everybody's heads off.
He said,
That's-
Javi said, "One Punch Man, go hard."
It's like Javi, but without the cutting people's heads off and being a badass. Calling everybody bitches, pretty much. That's about the only combination.
I have to check that out. I have to definitely check that out. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to dive
Well-
into other animes and like just kind of like explore the world, because I know like as stuck as I am in Dragon Ball, I'm like Dragon Ball till I die. I've never watched any other anime for the reason the fact that I just can't let go of Dragon Ball. But I'm like, maybe it's time to explore. Maybe it's time to watch something
Yeah.
different. And
How do you like how Dragon Ball's progressed? You like Super?
I love Super. I love Super. I think Super was a great way to kind of like open up the world of like what's to come, right? Exploring the different power levels of obviously your main characters, Goku, Vegeta. You see Gohan, Piccolo. Everyone kind of takes a dive. I think it was interesting in Super, how things took a turn for the Tournament of Power. It's been annoying that we haven't had any content in the past 5 years. But nonetheless, you watch it, you start over. Like I just recently started watching Dragon Ball again, just to kind of get through that whole process and refresh myself. And I'll go into the whole Z saga and go from there. But I love it. I think that I wasn't giving the new Daima credit because I was like kind of against it at first, but now I'm like a little more open to the idea, especially with so much more to hopefully come in the next 10 years. So we'll see. We'll see.
I had to ask because in my house Dragon Ball is like a little bit of religion, and it's a point of contention in my house a little bit. The sore spot. So I had to ask another real fan.
I gotta start watching Dragon Ball. I haven't watched it since I was a kid. So whatever the fuck played on was it Toonami or whatever?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was Z. That was Z. Like that
That
was
Z.
yeah. That was the
Yeah,
last
it
shit I
was-
saw.
It's so important to go
But
through
that's
like
not a
the.
bad.
What was
That's
that?
not a bad. Like if that's all you got, like I could say
Yeah.
with if that's all you got, like it was Z is all you got, then you're already most of Dragon Ball. Like Super is like it's a lot of episodes, but it's honestly it's like you can get through a couple episodes, or you can get through all of Super in like a month or so.
I think
Really?
Super's pretty easy to watch, only because
Yeah.
like it's very high speed. A lot happens really quick, whereas opposed to like Dragon Ball Z, a lot of it's kind of drawn out. It's like there's like 300 plus episodes or something like that, 400 plus episodes. Especially like
Right. A lot of
during
backstory.
the Namek saga with Frieza, just is a really drawn out process. It's a really long series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that if you really if you put in the time and you start from Dragon Ball, which is probably the hardest one to really get through of anything.
Yeah, it is.
But everything just starts making more sense as you go, right? Because like I don't know, to me it does. That's just me personally.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
All right,
think-
let's circle back, man. We brought a Pokemon person
Yeah,
on, and
I
we ended
know.
up talking
Hey,
about
man,
Dragon Ball, bro.
He's
Like,
diverse, bro. He knows.
I know.
Holy
He's
shit.
the truth. He can go on about
man.
everything, dude. I gotta get my anime up. That's for sure. All right, so let's circle back. So what was it like? What was it like growing up in Canada? As far as like when did you first hear or see Pokemon when you were a kid?
I would have to say probably in Canada wise, it'd probably be from the TV show. That's pretty
Okay.
big here. So probably the TV show got me into it. I didn't play Yellow, Blue, or Red, like the
Okay.
originals. So my first instinct was when Game Boy Color came out, my parents bought me the green one for Christmas, and
no
the
shit.
one of the two games was Silver and the original Mega Man. So that's how I was introduced to those two classics.
Okay. All right, yeah. So that's a second gen. So that's the Johto series, the Neo cards, all that.
Yeah.
But fun fact, Silver was actually my first Johto game. Like
Really?
after Blue, the first one I got after that was Silver.
You're a
I got to
Johto.
experience like the red and the green through the Fire Red and Green later on
Okay.
series.
Yep.
I got to do that, but I never got to play the originals, which I don't know if that makes a difference, if they're different or not.
So when you were,
I never thought so.
Oh, okay.
what's that?
The game series. I just feel like they were always the same, just like different. Like you just got different Pokemon to start with. And, like, it
Yeah,
just
there was.
appeared.
Oh
in a
yeah,
different
yeah,
order.
yeah.
Well,
Like my
well,
first Pokemon was Yellow. I had Pokemon Yellow with the game. That was like my first experience with Pokemon. So like
yeah, and
when
they
I
added
played Red
they
and
added the little
Blue,
Pikachu.
Yeah, when I played Red and Blue, I was like, oh, it's the same shit. I just don't have a Pikachu. That's cool.
Well, you can only catch so you can't catch
Yeah.
all 151 in red
Right.
or blue. You actually have to like trade between the two to get all 151 in those
Yeah.
games.
Or something like
Oh, really?
you have to like link and trade a Haunter to get a Gengar. Like you could never really get a Gengar unless you like glitch the game. It was weird.
Gotta get
Gotta
that game
catch 'em all,
shark, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta catch them all, bro.
No, I was outside on the street with my link cord all day, every
There
day,
it is.
every day, every day.
So when you were younger, did you collect the cards too, or like did you have the cards as a kid?
Yeah. So like at my school, like like any other school, like all cards were big things. So we did the cards. I did the cards for a good long while, and then I kind of transitioned in between Yu-Gi-Oh and then like Beyblades for a
Okay.
bit, and then I kept collecting them. And then when you get to that age, I guess maybe like 12 or 13, where you just start riding your bike around the neighborhood and you don't really
Mm.
care anymore. So I kind of gave my cards to some little kid that lived on my street that was moving, and I just gave it to him, and I was just like, I guess continue the tradition. Peace.
Fast
And that's how I
forward,
kind of fell out.
fast forward, what 20 something years later, and some of those cards were probably worth big
I'm
money.
pissed.
No.
No,
That
no, no,
kid's
no,
crazy.
no,
That
seriously,
kid's
no,
like,
he's
thank you.
yeah, he's up, he's up. I still remember my favorite card was like the old school Gyarados Hollow.
Oh,
That was like my pride and joy at the front. And I remember that was the one card that I was like, maybe I shouldn't give it to him. And I was like, why am I gonna hold one card? You know what I mean? But I wish I did
yeah.
now.
Oh,
Well,
It's
well,
kind of lame.
that Gyarados is probably about $8. I'll tell you that.
yeah, raw.
You're
But
right.
like graded is
Yeah.
a different story.
Yeah, 25. No, I'm just kidding.
No way. No way.
Dude, I got the pre-release Gengar or Gyarados. The pre-release stamp Gyarados in like a 9, and I think it's worth like $50.
Yeah, but in a PSA 10, it's about 200 and something.
I think it's only like 140.
No, maybe you're right. I could be wrong. I have it, so I don't know. But
I
Well,
don't get the
so
prices, so I don't even know.
so so are the original 151 kind of so because your name is Kanto.Kreations, so
Yeah,
Kanto is the original 151.
yeah.
Do you have more favorite Pokemon from the Kanto or from the Johto, which would be like the Silver and Gold era, which was your first game that you had? Which do you have
Uh,
favorite Pokemon from the most?
okay. Well, funny thing about the Kanto thing that has nothing to do with anything I like. It just kind of rhymed with creations, so it
Okay.
worked.
Hey,
And then
hey.
also, I originally, if you follow me from the start, I was actually Trap House Trainer, but that name doesn't really ring bells
Oh
in the
shit.
community. So
Trap
at
House
the end of the
Trainer,
day,
I love it.
It rings bells over here, bro.
so I had to kind of change it to kind of like mellow it out a bit. So that's what happened.
You
But
got you
yeah,
gotta
my
you
original.
gotta hit those algorithms right, you know?
Yeah.
The original love comes from like Lugia is like dead to center my favorite Pokemon. I watched that movie from in the theaters and I was instantly hooked. I was never like a Mewtwo guy. I thought Mewtwo was kind of cool, but I was just kind of like you're fake in a way. So I was like, Lugia is my boy. He's OG. He's OG. He goes
Oh,
hard. And I don't like
Lugia.
and I hate Ho-Oh. I don't like his design. I don't like
I
it. So,
I can't
so
stand him. I feel like that's
Wait.
ingrained in you though. Like if you got silver version, you do not like Ho-Oh because that's gold
No.
version. You know
Is
what I'm saying?
Ho-Oh-
Like
is
I'm
Ho-Oh-
the same way.
Ho-Ho's the
Oh,
rooster,
oh,
right?
not ho ho.
Yeah. He's like something. Like I saw it and I made sure. Like I told my parents, I was like, yo, if you get it, make sure it's the shiny white bird. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
bro.
I don't
that-
like
he
that.
look-
He's
that
like a
one.
chicken.
Look at him, bro. He looks like a Mexican rooster, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like the
That's
one you
what
put in a cockfight.
I'm-
The one you bet on, dude. I don't know. This is not my.
I would bet on him. He looks tough. Come on. Nah.
Mexican rooster.
That's so.
Oh
Funny.
my. No, he does though.
Oh, so, all right. So Lugia is your favorite. So we'll pause here. We'll step away from our outline for a second. Tell us about your art, right? So you have your Instagram page at Kanto.Kreations with K's. on IG. So for everyone that's on here, you guys want to check out his art while you're on here talking, feel free to do so. But dive into some of your art, man. Let's take a peek at what you have. Like, show us how you like. Do you have your first piece you ever did still?
Do I have my first build?
Yeah.
I think I actually might have one of my first ones if you wanted to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it's
for
too,
sure.
if it's too big, don't hurt yourself bringing it over to the
Nah,
camera.
Nah,
you
it's
know?
okay. It's okay.
Oh, yo, I just saw that Wolfman subscribed so he could get his fucking Dragon Ball Z hair.
Fucking Wolfman with a sub. Appreciate you, dog. Hey, yo, shout out to I think his name is Lax. Jay Lax. Jay Lax had followed us earlier, bro. So shout out to him. 230 got that thick Blastoise boy. 3 months, baby.
Yeah, I'm back. All right, so this was like the first one that
shit.
I kind of just like attempted to do, which was supposed to be like more of like a legendary Pokemon like meeting area.
Oh shit.
So that was kind of
That's
it, and then like that was the
crazy, dude.
inspiration. That's why I kind of put the unknowns on the side to try and
Hell
like
yeah.
of the writing, and then I tried to put like a little thing to Mew in the side.
Holy shit. I just saw that.
Yeah,
Dude, the
that's
attention to
sick.
detail on that is insane.
yeah.
Now, how long does it take for you to make something like that in your hand?
This in my hand would probably take me about a month,
A month?
give or
Okay.
take on what's going on in my life. Yeah, right. So, but I will say that's like a month of probably 3 or 4 days, giving it like 5 hours.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, like straight. If you're really gonna do something, anything that's like smaller with like more intricate, like something like I showed you before, which would be like the little Japanese house for
Oh,
the
yeah.
shop.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
I made this to be like a little shop like Misty was selling stuff out of, and Snorlax was stealing some candy, things like that. So
Dude,
yeah,
That's
this one,
incredible.
something like this with like all these small, intricate, individual, like these are all small little books that I had to do like by one and fold. This would probably take me about, I guess, 2-3 months. Because also, if you incorporate some stuff like this one has some lights in it,
Oh, look at that,
So
dude. That's
that-
fucking sick.
so the street light lights up, and the inside of the shop has a light too, so that
Inside, dude,
everything's
it's
good.
fully decorated inside. Dude, that's so
Wow.
awesome, man.
That is sick. That's what I was
Yeah,
saying,
you
dude.
can't
They're
really
like
see
little
it.
movie sets.
Yeah, you can't really see it, but like inside there's like little posters for like Pokemon sets, like the
That's
ones that
awesome.
they promote in Japan. So I
Yeah.
put them on the inside so it looks like they sell Pokemon cards there.
That's sick.
Oh.
Bro, you ever see those fucking like little pop-up things you get in like sometimes when you buy something, they give you like a little cardboard thing you have to like fold and like snap into place, right?
Yeah.
And, like yeah, so like that I get frustrated with that, dude. I just fucking throw it. I couldn't imagine even attempting to do something like what you do because I would fucking yeet
Yeah.
it across the room.
Do you ever put like? Do you ever make characters? Do you ever make like figurines or characters to go in there?
So I right now I'm trying to learn how to do that. Obviously that's like a big skill. I've only seen like the really masterful like Japanese artists be able to fully create it. What I do is I do model kits. So what I do is I'll make model kits of different, I guess, girl model kits or backgrounds, and then I'll take different aspects. Like I have a lot of the Pokemon action figures, so I'll jerry rig it so that their heads are on it, so that they can wear different outfits and stuff. So I can put Marnie in like a kimono and different things like that, so that I can kind of change up that dynamic. It's kind of easy. It's also if you just get two action figures, just pop the heads off, and then just switch the bodies. It kind of works if they have the same skin tone.
That's
Yeah.
sick. That's fucking
Yeah.
cool, man. Have you ever considered like buying a 3D printer to kind of make things you want to do?
That's what I was gonna say
Yeah.
next. Or resin would be probably even easier than a 3D print.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
so like I'm not I'm not technically inclined. I'm only good with my
Mm.
hands. So that's my problem, is that I'm a good learner. So if somebody ever took the time to like break it down to me on how I could do it and how the prints work, but like as of right now, like with my dioramas, the skill ceiling is so high that I'm like constantly reading and like trying to figure out how to get better at that, that I can't like put all of my time into just like little things like that that will take up big time. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think
you want to master your current craft, so
I
Yeah,
think if
my
you do,
dream, the
go ahead.
dream would be if I could find like a partner, which would be somebody that I could collab with in that kind of way, where they could do
Mm.
some of the 3D printing stuff, and then I could maybe do it. And I don't know, maybe I could, if they sell them, they could use my pictures as like promo for their stuff,
Hmm.
and it works.
Smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
so we
smart.
can both.
Dude,
You might
I,
meet
go ahead,
like a
sorry.
designer toy guy. Like, there's a lot of people in the designer toy world that do like resin statue type figures. So, I mean, they might be able to, I'm sure they would
Yeah,
definitely be willing to, but they're artists as well, but they're mastering that one stage, you're mastering like their setting. Like it would be a sick collab for sure.
That would be dope.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
definitely. I want to be able to eventually make dioramas for the community and for other people as like a job, and maybe be able to work with like Pokemon themselves to like do a little bit of promo, because I do see that some action figure people have now been able to reach out and work with Bandai and do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of big things in that way. And I think that if I could get my skills up to the point, then maybe I can start doing something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, it seems like you're pretty focused and you're determined. So I don't see that once you master your craft and like, I mean, you really know your shit, you reaching out and like you're really promoting yourself well could probably land you in a really good place. So I would definitely say keep
Thanks,
it up
man.
because that work is solid. I'm telling you, bro. 5 minutes of me trying to fucking put the shingle on that roof, bro, and I fucking crushed it. Man, that's just how I am, you know.
So
But
so you
Uh,
ever see those things? I don't know. I see them like pop up on Instagram. They're like kind of like little dioramas, but you're supposed to put them on a bookshelf, like in between books, and then it looks like a little library, like a house cozy library. It's got lights and shit.
yeah,
My wife bought one of those kits
yeah,
for her sister, and I
yeah,
watched these two try and put this shit together for 3 fucking days. It was the most painful thing. It comes with like a little hammer. So like
yeah.
you have to like hit in the side pieces, and all I hear from upstairs is like them whacking the shit out. They're like, I
Oh,
can't get it in. It was the funniest 3 fucking days of my life, let me tell you.
oh my God. No,
that's
I know
funny.
exactly what you mean, because I've made one of those just for shits and gigs, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of painful, especially sometimes they come warped, so I feel their pain.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just
Oh
they
damn.
probably are whacking at it, and then they're probably not gonna be able to get it.
What
So as far as oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Doc. Sorry.
I was gonna say, so as far as your craft, like you are an artist. When when did you know that? Were you always naturally gifted when it came to art, or was it something that you kind of like just kind of stumbled upon? Like whether it was started with drawing, then mixing paint and painting, and then now to dioramas. Like how did it progress?
To be honest, if you met me probably like 3 years ago, you would not be guessing that I'm anybody who does anything with art. I was never really an art inclined guy. I remember in grade 9 or 10, I paid somebody to do my art homework for me. So that should tell you like what I was really on. I wasn't doing any of that. So it came about basically with COVID and
Mm,
extreme boredom, put it that way. So I started getting into it, and that's when I found Gunpla. And when you find the Gunpla community, what goes hand in hand with Gunpla and model kits is dioramas. Everybody does them, and like
okay.
my stuff seems really good, but like in my community, like outside of Pokemon, oh, I'm not shit. Like you know what I mean? Oh, these guys are amazing, and like some of the stuff that they do, especially with their Gundams, is what got me to be like, hey, maybe I should make a diorama for my Gundams too. And then while I was doing that, I had a buddy, and he was just basically like, why don't you try and do it with your cards? And that's just kind of how it kicked off from that. And yeah, so like it was like 2 years. It was a lot of hard work, but it was fun just because it's something that constantly challenges you
Mm-hmm.
on a daily basis as you're doing it. Like you have to figure out, like, because with dioramas, like it's all on you. Like you have to make that small ridge, you have to make that bump, you have to imagine that rock, that moss, that everything. So it takes a lot. So a lot of the times I'll be sitting in the same spot and moving moss around and looking at different templates and pictures on Google to just try and get what I need to get.
Mm.
So it is kind of like it's therapeutic in a way for me. Like you have full control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever your vision is, you try
So
and
like
make it into like what's in your head. You try and put in front of you
yeah,
on the table. Yeah.
yeah.
And you're
As
constantly rearranging it. Constantly.
yeah.
I can see that. And I know for a fact because like, so I make like skateboards on the side, like kind of like a little side thing.
You
And
skate?
I used to. This is
Uh,
I
many
used
moons
to.
okay,
ago.
okay,
Many
okay.
moons ago.
You got me hype. Okay, you're a man after my own heart. I'm
So
a skater.
I used to skate. Me and Doc used to skate. Doc skated a lot longer than I
Okay.
did, but when we were younger, we used to skate. Yeah, so I started doing skateboards, and
Mhm.
I find myself often that like when I do a design for someone, like for example, Wagyu, I did a board for him, and when you do a layout on a board and you're using like renderings and it's constantly changing, right? So like for
Oh.
that, yeah, for a layout like that, man, like you have to figure out like how it's gonna lay out, what your backgrounds are, what can you do to like kind of enhance an image, what makes something pop. So it's got to make like kind of go hand in hand. So something like that, like for example, like there's a UI Goku in the background, like faded out,
I
like
see it.
the
Yeah.
eyes, yeah. So
Yeah.
like that was like a solid touch for me, and like
Yeah. That's
it's
right
one of those
there.
things, like, and I'm sure like same goes for you, man. You do something, you lay it out, and then you're like, you go back 5 minutes later, you're like, you know what? Fuck this. We're gonna start over because I think that this is gonna look
Oh.
better. And it's constantly altering the image, constantly altering the image. So I know how that feels.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that like I guess with dioramas not everything is a set way. Everybody has their own way. So a
Yeah.
lot of the time it's cool that you can just kind of get frustrated like you said, but then I can kind of go browse the internet and I can find 3 4 techniques that are doing the same thing but a different way, and then
Mm.
that can kind of just make me be like I like problem solving. I started off playing a lot of Zelda when I was a kid. I have a problem. I like
Hey, Zelda,
puzzles.
bro. I'm down with Zelda, bro.
That's
Zelda
what I'm
slap.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Anything that has to put your big brain and figure it out. That's how I kind of liked it. So
My
Diorama kind of
brother,
did that.
D Ghost loves that shit, bro. Zelda, that's his shit, dude. He
Is
loves
that
Yeah.
is that his game of choice, Zelda?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was like one of his favorite games ever. It's like Zelda.
Okay.
He's
I
he's
just
on
I just beat the new one, and that shit was
Oh.
hard.
it.
That was
Yeah.
that was hard. That was
So,
time.
Here's a question for you, I'll rotate my camera here so you can see it. Is this This isn't a diorama, but like it's kind of like the same thing, right? Let me just turn this camera. How do I get this thing here? I got one of these things. My buddy sent me this as a birthday gift, and like inside, like that little Goku, it's like a fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
that's 3D printed.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 3D printed. I know a guy that does those.
That's cool. I would
Yeah,
I would I would still say that would be like maybe a statue because it's got like resin in it. Does it have resin in it? Is it satin resin?
I'm pretty sure it has resin in it. It's like it's
Yeah,
filled.
but
That
but
that I know.
honestly, I just consider anybody that makes anything by their hands and then puts like some love and some paint on it, and it's a diorama. It's a craft.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, right? I
No.
would buy that.
I saw one like that. Like it's like a resin fill, but like so like the
Yeah.
girl, I saw she makes like the layout, and she does
Yeah.
it with the Gundam Wing Zero, where he's like laying half dead against like a cliff with like moss in the background and like a waterfall, and it's pretty sick actually. 'Cause she has like a light in it.
Yeah.
So like when I saw when Doc sent me what you make in your thing, I was like, dude, that whole thing, that whole like community of people that make those things are like that's so fucking cool. I wish
I
I
didn't
could
even
just,
know it
I could
existed.
I could throw thousands of dollars at it and just have every piece of creation ever. But it's like they get expensive, man. Right?
Oh, yeah, no, a lot of people will sell theirs for like over like $1,000, $2,000, depending on the scale and the time and dimension into it. I've just been learning a new technique the other day, like from somebody in the community that taught me how to be able to connect and disassemble your dioramas and then rearrange them in different places by using magnets.
Oh shit.
So I was I really want to try that next. That's probably the next one for me to see if I can make dioramas that constantly move and then I can add things onto them and then they can
Yeah.
just keep getting bigger. Yeah.
That would
Pretty
be
wild.
insane.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be sick.
Or I have to make everything kind of big, so sometimes I like to make smaller stuff for my friends. So I think it'd be fun to also make some. I've always wanted to try maybe D&D or one of those board games. So I think it'd be cool
Mm.
to make something super small like that or Warhammer, something that just like flexes the painting a bit.
Oh, I
Yeah,
heard.
my brother.
Isn't Warhammer 40K like huge?
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
my
huge.
brother does Warhammer figures. He makes and paints those little fucking.
They're like tiny, aren't they?
Yeah,
Oh
Like you got to go
yeah,
under like
dude.
a magnifying glass and do all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
That's
just
those are the
I
that's
guys.
just
crazy.
yeah,
I'll watch those
I went
guys
to New
for a
York City
dime.
I went to New York
Yeah.
City with my brother D Ghost last Saturday, and we ended up
Cool.
in a board I guess a board game store. I didn't know what Warhammer was until I walked in there. And I literally look around the store and I'm like, what the fuck is happening here, dude? It's just bags with like little statues and all kinds of paint supplies and fucking dice, and it was insane. I was like, wait, people like come in here like just hang out all day, like what? Like, and dude, the store was packed. The store was packed. I don't know. I guess I'm just like so close minded because like that's not like in my field of view, but
Yeah.
apparently
Yeah.
it's like a really big thing. So
is that when you didn't
Yeah.
text any of your homies back?
yep, yeah, that was it. That was that day.
Okay. Okay.
You guys are horrible.
GG's.
Let me see here. Let's talk about. So you have what's your current piece? What current piece are you working on?
Oh, current piece right now is I'm trying to make like an actual, I guess, 1/12 scale forest for my Carla card. If you want, I can just show you. I haven't had much, but like,
Dude, he's super organized. Look at all the stuff behind him. Like
I know. I
that's
think
like-
that's his. It must be his like a studio or whatever.
yeah.
oh yeah, it's like my basement. And so yeah, I have a
okay.
little studio in my basement. Yeah, so like right now I'm working on like scale for like trees.
Mhm.
So they're pretty big for like action figures. It's gonna be a pretty big set to like do, but I'm making a forest and I'm trying to make it so that I can make a move like put the magnets in and try and make like a moving piece. So I wanted to make it so there's a forest and then I also wanted to make maybe like a creek bed because one of my favorite Pokemon is Suicune. I really like him and like I've always had this like imagine in my mind of like Suicune by like a misty forest by a creek, like where you can like barely kind of see him in and out. So it's
Oh,
kind of
shit.
something that I've been like working on for a while to try and like see if I can master some skills and then try and get him out there because like I like to do big projects for big Pokemon that I like.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gunny's favorite Pokemon is like a mailbox with wings. I forget its name, but
That's not
What is
my
it?
favorite. I forget. It's not, dude. That's not my favorite Pokemon. I think Pokemon's ridiculous with what they do, but I don't know. I saw this cube. It's like a cube. It might be a toaster. I don't know, but it's
No,
got
no,
like
no, no.
wings.
There's actually an ice cube.
Oh
There's
Oh,
actually an ice
wait.
cube
I
Pokemon.
mean, like the penguin?
no, I don't think it's a penguin.
I think there's a penguin too, but isn't there's like an actual fucking ice cube? I mean,
It's
at
like-
this
it's-
point,
it's,
like
it's called a
I
cubie
I
or
don't-
something like
I-
that. Cubics,
There's-
cubie.
There's a lot. I know there's like a floating gear, which I don't like. There's the teapot.
yeah, that shit's it's
There's
just doing
roach-
too much.
that's
Him
gas, bro.
who just becomes like a lawnmower and shit. Like
So,
It's
so wait,
like Pokemon.
He
A
said he
Mexican
becomes-
Pokemon, bro.
He
Cutting your
becomes
grass.
a
that,
lawnmower.
that gear is Mexican, bro. That turns into a lawnmower, bro.
Uh,
Forget it,
that,
dude.
you change it from a phone, like I guess it's a Mexican especially phone. He's got a toaster, I
Oh.
think, something like that. It's something.
Forget it, bro.
That's
It's
Rhoda
So-
something.
let me
It's a
let,
deal
let,
maker.
let's
Fire.
ask this, right? So you obviously see the direction Pokemon's heading in, right?
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
what's your take on future Pokemon to go? Like, what happens, right? I
Uh,
think that Pokemon's kind of run out of ideas, and everything's becoming a Pokemon. You know, like what do you think? What do you think's in store for the future of Pokemon from this point?
This is the next. This
I-
is the next
uh,
VMAX. Right here?
Hydro Flask.
Yeah,
VMAX.
Hydro
Oh,
Flask.
don't kill me. But yeah, no, Pokemon
Family
in
Mode?
my opinion is just like I feel like they're one of those brands that just kind of disconnected a little bit from their like core audience a bit.
Facts.
But to be honest, I will give him the doubt that like it's not supposed to be made for me. It's supposed to be made for kids, but I don't know any kid like my nephews. I have about 4 nephews, and nobody's going crazy for the Rotom, uh, the like any new Pokemon. Basically, it's just kind of like I feel like, especially because a lot of them, like my nephews, will tell me about like that Digimon looks cooler, and I can't deny that. Like they don't like the story, and they're like, I wish that Pokemon was Digimon in a way. They wish that they could catch Digimon instead of catching like floating gears.
Mm.
Man, they missed out on the whole first era of
Yo,
Pokemon. They probably
listen.
love that.
So the story of Pokemon is insane. It's actually
Yeah.
pretty wild. But
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. Like the new ones, like these kids, like they don't care. Like
they don't give a fuck.
yeah.
I
feel like
I think that they lied to themselves.
well, so I feel like if they watched like I don't know, YouTube and they watch people pulling Pokemon cards, majority of YouTubers and like content creators for the most part tend to hover around the original 151 and then kind of branch off into Neo like Lugia, Ho-Oh and like stuff like that. But then you'll have like the random Rayquaza thrown in here and like Lucario thrown in here, but literally nobody gives a shit about that like karate zucchini sock. It's like
I was I
If
was
it ain't hitting
completely
on
dis.
me, on chat, it ain't a ninja, bro.
that's
Period.
it.
Sometimes I like have like do you ever have one of those moments where like Pokemon will release something and everybody's getting hype about it and you don't know if you're not smoking the same drugs as everybody else because you're like, yo, this was shit. It was kind of like that for me with Scarlet because everybody was going crazy and they're like, did you see those fucking legendaries? And I was like, yeah, I saw them. I don't know what I don't know what two of them are. One of them was like it's like moss or moving slug and it just has like wood around it, and then the one was like a moose with like a big cup on its head. The only one I liked was the winter weasel, but I didn't even bother on catching him. So like,
That's so funny, dude. I think
You
my
know,
favorite, like my favorite current Pokemon is what's his name? Lechonk, the little pig.
Lechonk.
Yeah, right? Is that his name? Lechonk.
Yeah.
I like Fido.
I like
Lechonk is
I like
cool.
I like what's his name? Kung Fu. He reminds me of the Karate Kid. He's just walking around just pissed off, punching trees and shit. He's so funny.
I think
I like
what,
Pikachu.
what Pikachu?
Pikachu.
first edition Pikachu. I think
What is it?
Pokemon-
Charizard?
Churros. Oh, that's right. I think Pokemon needs to kind of pull back and kind of re-tap back into the original, Pokemon. Whether it not be just Kanto, you can go into the Johto era. You can go a little forward, but I think they really need to I can't imagine that they're tapped out on creating content with those Pokemon. I feel like that would draw so many more people back into that era. I feel like at some point Pokemon is going to cap and be like, okay, we're out of ideas, right? Let's fucking, what do we do? They're gonna have to go backwards.
Well, isn't there like there's that new game that just came out, like that Pal World game,
Pal
right?
World,
That
yeah, it's a complete
people are
rip-off.
talking about. It's a rip off, but like I guess it just shows that like other people are kind of seeing their chinks in their armor, and they're like, you know, you're not the only monster catchers that can do it, right? So, in my opinion, like switching up the formula and having it so that you fight beside your Pokemon is something that some people do wish that was part of Pokemon in a little bit of a way. Like I personally didn't I liked Arceus more than the new game because I felt like it was like I was at least in a live world. There's some Pokemon that were bigger than the others. There were some Pokemon that
hmm
were aggressive.
hmm
I was catching on the fly like no tomorrow, like a man on crack. Like it was fun as shit. That was like the funnest time I ever had. And then they put me back to like the stale back and forth in Scarlet, and I was just like, I feel like you guys don't know what you're doing, and you just take like pasta and you throw it at the wall and see what the fuck sticks. And it's kind of like it's like let it cook. Like take your time and let it cook. You
Mhm.
guys need to chill. Just chill just a little bit,
Yeah.
especially with the sets. The sets is too much now. Way too much.
Well, so
Yeah.
and I feel like they realize that, like how you said, Gunny, that they like Pokemon's gonna cap, and I feel like Pokemon for trading cards capped a while ago. That's why
Mhm.
you see. So they already played out the whole evolutions thing, right? Like the Moonbryon is huge. Anything that has to do with Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, and then like all the other ones after that. So they capitalized on that, but they had to bring it back. So they were releasing all this new Pokemon stuff, and then they referred back to those Pokemon. Then
Right.
they released all this new shit, and then they refer back to the original 151. They
Yeah.
keep pulling back. There's always gonna be like a fucking Charizard in like almost damn near every set now. Like Blastoise gets no fucking love, but
Okay, here we
Charizard's
go.
everywhere. Listen. Okay, I
He's
said my
right
piece.
though. He's right. He is right though, cause I
And
don't
put
know.
some respect on Venusaur's name for once, okay?
I don't
For
know about that.
once. Oh, come on. I
I
had
feel
you.
like
I had you for a little bit.
A little bit. I kind of like how Venusaur's always looked, but I was just like, out of the other two, you get a turtle with cannons. Like, how do you turn that down?
Facts.
How do you turn that down, Doc?
You
I
don't.
wouldn't. I'm taking that.
listen, man. I'm just saying. Venusaur. I feel like if they just slimmed him up, like me and Venusaur could definitely use a salad, which is weird because he's a grass type Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if they trimmed him up a little
Yeah.
bit, made him look a little more vicious, he might be a competitor to the Charizard. But
I'll tell you one thing.
those Pokemon need their own like movie, right? They got it. They got to get it. They got to get it.
Well, so that was a
They
missed
got
opportunity. That was a missed
yeah.
opportunity. They tried to do it through the video games, introducing all these other legendary Pokemon. But back in the day, you had VHS, and in the movie theaters, you had actual like movies. I mean, I guess they kind of did that in
Yeah.
the show too, but like I
Nah.
don't know.
In the
It
show,
didn't impact.
I felt like it was a lot of Charizard love. There was a whole arc where Charizard had to be let go. I
Oh
remember
yeah,
that.
because he
And
was
like
an asshole.
yeah, because he was an asshole and stuff, but like he still got all the screen time. I don't remember like a Blastoise episode like that. No
Uh,
arc, nothing like that.
well,
It would
so
have been
it
cool
was
if they
because
did one
Ash,
for all
yeah,
three.
it was because Ash never had a Blastoise or a Venusaur because Squirtle and Bulbasaur that he had never evolved. Charmander was the only one that evolved. So he
Yeah,
got all the screen time, and he was a fucking asshole. And he sent him away, and then he has this big rescue scene where he snatches Ash up from who was it? Entei, I think, blew him off a fucking mountain or something like that,
Oh
and then
yeah, yeah,
Charizard came down and
yeah.
scooped him up.
Yeah. That's how you came back. Huh.
man. I don't know. We could sit here and talk about Pokemon's fuck
Shout
ups
out,
for hours.
shout out, Squirtle.
Oh yeah,
What?
no.
Who?
Shout out Squirtle, bro.
That's
Shout
it.
out
Shout
Squirtle,
out.
bro. Squirtle gang. You know,
Again, bro.
where we at?
Oh yeah,
here?
they did do that.
Yeah, yo,
What?
people don't realize Squirtle's a fucking menace, bro. Like, homie was in
Yeah.
a gang. He was in an
I
actual gang.
I think it would have been cool
He
to see
was.
the gangster Squirtle like evolve. It would have been hood if he had a Blastoise with
That's what
glasses
I'm
and
saying.
shit.
Yeah, dude. got on his big Cuban link chain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yakuza Squirtle and shit. Fucking
yo,
out
they
here.
put Yakuza tattoos on a fucking Blastoise shell. That'd be hard. That's my next
That's
tattoo.
hard. That's
bro,
hard.
that'd
That's
be
hard.
sick. That'd be sick, actually. You won't do it. Right? You won't do it.
Do it.
You
Bet,
Do
should.
it.
bet,
You
bet.
should,
Do
bro.
it.
Yo, bro,
It's going
shave your
right
head. Shave your head, bro. Put the shell on the back of your dome, bro. I'll pay for
Nah,
it. Bro. I swear I'll pay for
no,
it.
no. It's gonna be a whole Pokemon leg piece.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Oh.
That'd be sick.
I'm back here, Doc.
I'm not doing it at the back of my head. Are you kidding me?
So
Benny's a menace.
let's
It
go.
sounds like a drip card.
Let's go. Let's talk about this. Give us one of your Pokemon hot takes. Something that people would probably disagree with you, but it is what it is because the truth is there.
Blastoise's ass.
Bro, really? Come on.
No, not really.
Like, I guess I would have to fall in the same hot take as everybody that I don't like Charizard. Never really have. I've never been a fan of him. I personally, I'm afraid of snakes, reptiles, things like that. Never liked them. So as soon as I saw a big ass lizard, I was like, fuck that.
Well, wait, you're an outdoors person, dude. How could you not like lizards?
Yo, see, that's the black in me, dog. It just doesn't make any sense. I love outdoors, but the outdoors don't love me, you know?
Oh shit.
Okay.
I don't think do you guys even got lizards in Canada?
Yeah, bro. We have lizards.
You guys have
We have like little snakes, little lizards, but I'm not really a fan of them. I let them do their thing. I do my thing in the forest, Kumbaya.
You guys got a mutual understanding. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I think that Charizard's unnecessary attention really came from the blow up that happened when Logan Paul did what he did with the card. That's Charizard's like walk to fame, and even then that whole presumption thing of Charizard is just, I don't know. It's not that great. I mean, he did get a lot of attention from Pokemon, as content in general overall, but I don't think that he was worth it. Personal opinion.
I think it also, like, the
No.
whole Charizard thing. I think we kind of talked about it in one of the other shows where, like, back when the games came out, because before when these games released, Charizard, like that whole thing with Charizard didn't happen yet in the show. Like when the first movie came out, I don't think that whole Charizard thing happened yet. So all people were basing off of was pretty much what released in the United States was Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue. Most people, for whatever reason, are going to choose the color red over blue. So a lot more kids got more familiar with, oh, this is Charizard, a big fire lizard, like it looks cool as hell. Most kids are not looking at a turtle and being like, yeah, that's, it's gangster.
Yeah, but a turtle.
That's because you didn't know the ninjas, bro.
Well, so facts.
I mean, a turtle is
Segue.
a reptile. Turtle is a reptile.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a
It
reptile in water.
But it's
That's
like-
it.
But history tells us turtles, they fuck, bro. They're badass.
They
History
are.
Yeah, they're
tells us
badass.
That's it.
turtles are pretty legit. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Ninja Turtles normalize them. Like I wasn't really afraid of turtles because of that shit. I like
Yo,
Ninja
I
Turtles.
Just out there picking up random turtles. Like, yeah, this turtle's cool, dude. This turtle's fine. But fuck that lizard
them
over there,
snap.
dude. This fucking turtle is shit, dude. That's
So they get
funny.
snapped on by a snapping turtle.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
take your
dude.
toe right off, bro.
Oh my god, those things are
Nah, I never-
dinosaurs.
All right, what about you, Wagyu? Hot take, Pokemon hot take.
What do you got?
I'm a big Mewtwo fan, so I gotta go with Mewtwo's the greatest Pokemon of all time.
Yeah.
Oh my
Covered
god!
his face a little bit.
I just swallowed that one.
Is
Oh,
he
wait, were
really?
you-
Is he really a Pokemon
No.
now?
No,
Is
I do like Mewtwo though. I think
There you go.
I mean, granted, he's not like the OG.
Mewtwo. Mike's like, yeah, let's go, dude.
I mean, nah, he's not the goat. But No, I do like Mewtwo a lot. I think like my top are always gonna be OG Gengar, Blasty,
Yeah, yeah. Gengar is
Mewtwo. Like
number
you know what I
one.
mean?
That's
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gengar's probably my favorite. Blasty and Mewtwo. Those are probably my top three. But
Gengar's story is so sad though. Like in the
I know,
beginning,
bro.
Yeah,
they just left him out. Like he just left him on the stoop and just walked the fuck away. And then like he just sat there for I don't even know how fucking long. Gengar just sat there.
yeah.
He abandoned his fucking Pokemon. That's bullshit.
honestly,
Yo, bro.
I'm a
That's kind
Machamp
of
fan. I'm a Machamp fan too, man. That was my very first time I opened a pack way back in the '90s, bro. First time I opened a pack, the first one I pulled up was the first hollow I ever got was Machamp. So I still
Unfortunately,
got the
mine
card.
unfortunately mine was Mr. Mime.
Damn,
oh.
that makes sense though. I can see you being, one of those guys.
I was so mad.
It's
I was
not-
so mad.
You know, I gotta say, my all time favorite Pokemon is actually between two. It's Gengar. Primarily, it's actually Haunter. Believe it or not, I prefer Haunter as a Pokemon over
Haunter's
any
a
other
menace.
ones. Yeah, dude, Haunter's
Yeah.
one of my favorite
Haunter,
Pokemon.
Haunter needs to be put in an asylum. I'll tell you that.
You know,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of
He's
really good
fun.
Haunter cards to collect. So I collect Gengar just because I like Gengar. I'm saying there's not like the Haunter cards compared to everybody else. There's not a lot.
There's sick artworks for Haunter. They're
Yeah.
just not worth a lot of money.
Yeah, which
Well,
is
there's
okay.
not a lot of like foil. There's not a
Yeah,
lot of like
there's
big.
not a lot of like foil cards.
Well, it would be like reverse hollows for the
Right.
most part. For the most part.
Either way, Haunter's fucking dope, dude. He's one of my favorite Pokemons. But I'd have to say runner up there would probably be Gyarados. I'm a big Gyarados fan. Always have
Oh
Gyarados
been.
yeah,
is dope.
Gary.
You know,
Yeah. That's a classic.
I feel like me personally, I feel like I can relate to Gyarados because like evolve your Magikarp your whole life, and then like one day you're just like, you know what, I'm the fucking man, dude. Fucking water lizard. We're out here. Water dragon. You know what I'm saying?
You know where I think they really missed the ball though, is Dragonite. Like
Really.
you go from
Facts.
Dragonair, Genie, and Dragonair, which are like okay, starting to get like it's a little baby one, then it's starting to get a little tougher, and then whoa, wait a second, it's like Barney with wings. What are we doing here?
Yeah. Well, this literally looks like Barney.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon Charizard, basically.
I don't-
It's like
I don't-
Toon Charizard. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, when he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
Toon,
Toon World.
yeah, Toon World, it's like a Toon World Charizard, bro.
I personally, I like Dragonite, dude. I think that he's.
I
think
like
he's a
I
dope
like him
Pokemon.
too.
So
Yeah.
I like the form right before him better.
the Team Rocket Returns Dragonite
Oh yeah.
goes hard.
Oh yeah.
The
Does
Team
it?
Yeah.
Rocket,
Yeah.
Google it,
Don't-
look it up, or whatever.
Okay,
I don't
bet.
have it. I don't have it,
Okay.
but
It's sick, dude.
because I refuse to get it in anything less than a 10 stamped because it's like it's actually the shit. But the Team Rocket Returns Dragonite is dope.
I'm looking it
My
up.
my Pokemon hot take is
Yeah.
so Pokemon needs to stop fucking around with all this new stuff, new car. Like don't get me wrong, I like the full arts, I like the alternate arts, I like the character rares and stuff like that. If they brought back e-reader cards, Pokemon would explode. Now, they don't actually have to be readable. Maybe you do make them readable. Maybe you make them scannable, some kind of QR for Pokemon Go or something like that. Whatever, right? Because you don't have the e-reader for Game Boy anymore. It would
Yeah.
all be like cell phone. But if they brought back the way those cards looked with that thick border on the outside with like the little hash marks or dots or whatever, they would fucking explode. They tried to bring back the EX cards, but they didn't. They tried to do it in a new way, and it was kind of a flop.
Yeah.
If
Do
they
you
do
st-
e-readers,
Yeah.
I'm
What's up?
looking him up.
Do you think if they did more full arts, like if you look at like we'll go to One Piece. I don't know if you know anything about One Piece or not, but like when they do an alt art version of a card, they do it on Dragon Ball and Pokemon as well, like an SAR or like when you do a full art. Do you think if they did more full arts of instead of trainers, or I know that they do a few others, but it's mainly trainers that you see in the more modern sets. You think they did more full arts, like with like full on scenes of like
Every
your
card,
OG big
every
boy? Yeah,
card, every single card in the pack should be a full art because they're falling into the same. I get it. They're trying to be nostalgic with keeping up
Right.
with the way cards used to look, but they're getting outplayed by every new card that comes out.
yeah,
Like, so aside from Lorcana, which is whatever, like they don't have, they're not all the cards are full art, right? Because they have the writing with the little box so you can read what
right.
the play, whatever. But the cards that actually matter, like say Dragon Ball Super, for instance, they moved
Mhm.
away. They moved away from in GT from like the old artwork with the box with the text, tiny little
Yeah,
picture. Every single card's a fucking full art, isn't it? In
it is.
Super?
It's you still have the text over it, but it's you can see the art behind the text.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that's what Pokemon needs to do. They need to get on that wave because I mean, again, kids nowadays that are getting into Pokemon, the small majority of them know the old cards the way they used to look. But all they're seeing nowadays is PokeRev and fucking like all these other people opening all these sets and they're just chucking they're considering all the other cards bulk. And then boom, a
Yeah,
hit's
Yeah.
usually like a V card that's a full art or something along the lines of that. That's all the kids want. But if you want the kids to actually collect and buy more of your cards, make every single one a fucking full art so they all have something to look at. And then
you
Yeah.
could have you
make the
could have
special
doubled that
cards look fucking insane like the way Dragon Ball does. You know how you can differentiate the
texture and foiling and
yeah. That's
Yeah.
what they need to do.
Yeah.
yeah, they could have done that and then double back like it on the 151 set. Like had they been doing this full art for the last 2-3 years, when they went back
That
and
would
made
have
151, they
that would
could
have
have
hit
went back
big.
to the OG style. That would
So
have been big.
that's why this booster box is almost $1,000. The XY evolutions because this is essentially all base set artwork, but
Yeah,
from a set that came out in 2016. So they did all the different cards, all that shit, and then they went back to the original artwork, which they did the same thing in the Legendary Collection, which Legendary Collection booster box is the most expensive booster box other than a base set first edition Shadowless, most expensive booster box like in the world. And the Charizard is like the reverse hollow. It's those ones that I posted on my Instagram that look like fireworks on the
yeah,
fucking card.
Yeah.
That's the Legendary Collection reverse hollows. They need to do some shit like that.
yeah.
Man.
They need to bring that old art style back. But you know what? Do it with some of the new Pokemon. Maybe it'll make some of the new Pokemon more appealing. You have
Add
the
a
old
Charizard.
you have the old style with the new Pokemon. You merge them together. It might stick. It might not, but they got to do
I think
something.
I think you're onto something because I think Pokemon needs to remember where they get their money from. They actually
Mm,
they like to pretend like this is geared towards children and it's not for you, so you can't be upset. But I'm like, yo, they're not buying 6 booster boxes. They're not
Mm-mm.
doing any of that shit. When I was a kid, okay, I got packs and stuff as like positive
Okay.
reinforcement. You do your homework,
right.
your mom gives you a pack. You do good in school, your mom buys you a couple of packs. But my parents didn't buy booster boxes and stuff, and
Hell
I don't
no.
think with the price of them now, especially in Canada, like a booster box being like almost like $170, like I doubt any parents just going out there and just racking those up for their kids.
Nah, no
So
shot.
it's guys like us who love Pokemon and have been doing it for years, and then you're using your adult money to buy
That's it.
adult things. You know what I'm saying? So like, start making the cards towards us and listening to us a little bit, because you're your primary people who are buying your stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's all the adult children. It's all the children that grew up and that
Exactly.
have adult money now to buy all that shit that they couldn't get when they were younger, you know?
The one that buys
Exactly.
Charizards. Listen to the guy
Exactly.
that buys Charizards.
Just
That's
just
so
go on
funny.
Instagram and type in Pokemon. You'll see millions and millions of accounts, just adults.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's all it
Hey,
is.
Mewtwo
It's all
Mike.
adults. Oh, another sub. Tier 1. Hey, bro. Appreciate you, homie.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
so so real quick, I just want to I when I was skimming through your Instagram earlier today, kind of just going through like looking at what you do. I gotta say that my favorite pieces that I came across from your set were you have one where I believe it's like you're showing the 151 Squirtle and he's on a beach and he's got
I
like
love that one.
Charmander and Ash and
Oh,
I don't know, somebody's on the rail on the
oh,
guardrail. I thought that was pretty sick. And then you actually add
yeah.
this three. You have another one where it's Electabuzz in like an alleyway with graffiti and the bike on the chain link fence. I thought that was pretty fucking dope.
The one with the
Um,
Giovanni card was dope too.
oh yeah, I saw that. That one,
I
and
think it
then
was
there's
Oh,
that
with me out.
was that yeah, that was Giovanni, right? Hold
Yeah, that
on.
was Giovanni.
Yeah, that thing was sick.
and then he's got the
Oh,
one
The
with
Office.
yeah, and then there's the one with like Haunter and like Gengar and Ghastly like in a graveyard like that. I don't know, dude. I just I got a thing for that, and it's I thought it was pretty fucking sick, and yeah. So if you guys don't follow Kanto.Kreations on IG, it's at Kanto KANTO.Kreations KREATIONS. And we'll share. Obviously, he's up on our Instagram. It's on there, and we'll share the page afterwards too, so you guys can see that. Tons of sick stuff. Do you sell any of your pieces? Have you sold any of your pieces ever?
Nah, man, I have them all. I have the graveyard here. The alleyway is a mixture between like an action figure set diorama and like homemade pieces of like chain link fences and stuff like that. Like if you look, I have
Yeah, this guy's got great stuff, dude.
like yeah, like a lot of the time, like with the stuff, I'll try to mix it, but then I'll have to like make custom stuff. Like that's the fence that has to go with it. So I just kind of make like
You
little
made that
posters.
fence?
Yeah, it's my fence that I made.
What the fuck, dude?
and, and then like little stuff like that, that's where it comes from. So I like to like make little things to jazz up things that I already have that kind of work together.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, then I have like this massive, like I thought this is basically what I do all day is just make small miniature versions of fucking everything.
That's so, dude. That's so awesome, bro. It's like you literally have an entire like makeup kit of like you can make up an entire scene based on whatever you're trying to create, and I think that's pretty
So
fucking sick.
so Wolfman Cards in the chat said the lighting and angles of the photos are really cool, and that's what I was saying before. They look like actual movie scenes. Do you is there something a special app on? Is that just from your phone that you're taking the pictures?
Yeah, that's just honestly, I have a shitty old fucking phone. I love when a lot of people ask me a lot of the times they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, you must have like this huge camera set and everything." I'm like, "Nah, dude, I have a phone that's like maybe like 6 years old." Um Basically that all comes from my mind. I have like a bunch of stuff that I use to like set myself up. Like I have a fog machine, I have every type of resin, I have basically anything you need for like to kind of create a scene, but most of the stuff just comes like out of my own head.
I was gonna
That's
say, dude. I was gonna ask you if you had a fog machine.
so
I was like, if you don't, I'll come up there with my vape, bro, and I'll blow a couple clouds for you. But I saw that. I was like, well, that's kind of sick, dude. He needs a smoke machine or something.
Yeah, a lot of the times you'll just catch me in my basement in like awkward positions with my phone like this, and that's just holding it, and then that's just basically it, bro. And just I just kill. Hopefully in the future I can upgrade to like buy a camera and stuff right now. But like while I'm in school and stuff, um, money and budget is kind of a thing. So
yeah.
it's kind of like a lot of people like I have to try and be creative a lot of the time because it's expensive as fuck if you don't.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
if you're trying to do like you could buy like this tree like that I'm making, like you could buy a tree that's like this and it's gonna cost you probably like I don't know 20 something dollars, but I have to take the time to just get some wire and then get a bunch of tin foil and then get a bunch of hot glue to make the bark and then you get a bunch of spray paint and then you're good.
I'm not gonna
But
lie to you,
it's just
dude. I thought that was like an actual branch you picked up from like the outside and just spray painted it white. But like I saw the tin foil, I was like, oh, this man's like making a tree. Is that
oh
tin
yeah, like
foil?
I'll show you like an actual thing that I have made like.
Because I think the other one that he had in his hand, it looked like a paper towel roll, the inside of it.
Well, I didn't realize that
Yeah.
until I saw
And
the
then-
top half. I saw the bottom half. I was like, oh, that's a tree. That's like a branch. And I realized I was like, no, it's
Yeah,
not.
so-
That's definitely like a roll.
So that's what it'll look like after it's
Dude.
done.
That's so
What?
insane. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one's that's Guardiana's garden cafe shop that I made. It's like something to do with it, and it's got like that's when I tried some resin and some water in it too, so it has like a little dragon air in the water, so I can try.
Bro, that's
Swimming.
so dope, dude.
So that's what it'll look like after it's done. Like, kind of look like a real tree, right?
Wolfman Card said I would have definitely cheated and grabbed a stick from outside.
I would have, dude, 100%. I look like making a tree. I'm just gonna fucking put it on there, dude.
No, a lot of people say that, but you know what I mean. Actually, if you grab stuff, I'll give you guys a little tip. If you take stuff from outside, you have to like disinfect it and do a lot of extra work to kind of make it suitable to put on a diorama to make sure it doesn't decay and die and then fuck up your shit.
That's true. That's true. Damn.
See, I would
Yeah.
have cheated and took all the shit from outside, the grass, the moss off the rug. I would have put it all together, took a picture, shoved it in the corner, come back because it's like fucking stinking in a week, and I'm like, it's all decayed shit. Banana peels and shit turns into
Oh
like
my
God.
compost.
It's a compost site.
Yeah,
That's
there's
awesome.
there are people you can make like a living diorama, which is like basically a terrarium, but
I saw that dude on YouTube, dude. I went down
Yeah,
a
yeah,
huge
yeah.
dive, man.
he does all the Pokemon ones. It looks great, but like I don't have time for that. I'm not green fingers, nothing like that. Fuck that.
So I gotta ask, what's the hardest piece you've made to date? Like the most difficult, time-consuming piece that you've done?
Hardest piece to date would have to be that one that you like, the one with the Squirtle
Oh, okay.
and the boardwalk. So getting that down, I'll see if I can kind of show it to you.
I can only imagine what on the other side of his camera looks like. It's just like a fucking wall of
Oh,
like
yeah.
shelves with like all the different things, you know?
That shit's so sick, dude. That's so crazy.
So like if you can see like this one is massive.
Dude, there's
and,
a
like-
there's a Gyarados in the water.
Yeah,
You're
there's a
shiny
Gyarados.
Gyarados?
Yeah, I made the
Yeah.
Gyarados from scratch. He's there, but if you see like, do you see how thick this fucking resin is there, dude?
Yeah.
Oh my
Shit.
god.
Yeah. So that was probably one of the hardest things I ever had to accomplish, was putting that much resin on top of each other and having it overheat and just be the worst.
Dude, so there's a guy on Instagram,
Yeah.
bro, and he makes these boxes where like they're resin filled, and he does like the shining Gyarados with the guy on the boat.
I saw that.
I saw that. I see him.
Dude, those are so sick, dude. Like, have you ever considered getting into like those kind of like resin designs? Like where it's
I've
full
tried
resin?
it, but like you gotta respect the man's craft. That I've actually looked into that is very hard
Yeah.
because resin is kind of like a tricky thing, especially with how I work with it. With like molds and stuff, like it's very messy.
Mm.
Put it that way. And if you don't have the right equipment in the right area for it, it can get really gross and it's tiresome to clean up. It's really bad. Plus,
And then you gotta have the right
it'll-
like fumigation too, right? Doesn't resin have
Yeah.
like a
Mm.
Exactly, depending on the resin, and you also have to know there's different resins. Some resins can only go like an inch pour, some can go about 4 inches at
Yeah.
a time. So you also have to do a lot of measuring and math to make sure that you don't make that resin overheat. And then you have to do a lot of planning because I'm pretty sure he's putting in those sparkles and stuff on top of each other through layers.
It's gotta be
Yeah.
layers. Yeah.
So like in my mind, I don't know, like he's really smart. Like you know what I mean? To be able to get the swirl properly where it is and
Yeah.
stuff,
yeah.
I feel like that takes a lot of planning. So I
Dude,
would love to
it-
like pick his brain.
It's so killer. Like, I've actually looked into trying to buy one of them. Mind you, it's like
They're like
it's like
$1,300.
it's like $500. No, it's $500. It's 500.
Oh, then we might have been
for
looking at a different guy.
Well, no, it's probably the same guy. So he has one where it's like there's a Zapdos that he put like actual LEDs inside. It's actually kind of sick as fuck. I'll have to find this thing.
Oh yeah, Zapdos like this with the wings, and it looks like the electricity's coming out. I saw it. Yeah.
No, but so his resins go for like $500, I think, each little one. But those are sick, man. When I saw the resin for the beach that you would put up there, I thought that was really cool. And the Gyarados really just kind of clicked in my head. So, but yeah, that's so sick, dude. That's crazy,
I feel like I'm not creative enough in my mind. Like, I wouldn't know how to take what's up here and make it physically in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo, a lot of the time everybody says that, but it's more like it's like Nike. You just have to fucking do it, man. Like honestly, it seems like it's hard, but it depends on which way you want to do it. Like if I was to recommend you, you would just get a piece of foam, get some newspaper, put it down how you like the bumps, and kind of make a terrain, and then you just have to cover it with some plaster, and all of a sudden you have a base, and then it all comes down to your painting and your design. So if you can able to hide that and you want that to look like a rock and you paint it properly, you can make them believe that's a rock.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's true.
it's motivational as fuck.
Have you
I'm
ever
about to start making dioramas, dog.
Have you ever
that's
done
my mission, to try one.
Have you ever done like a commission piece for someone?
No. I've never done a commission just because, like, yo, honestly, just from where the community I came from and I see the level of the guys that sell their shit, I just wouldn't feel morally right just like giving it out at the level that I'm at, when I know that personally I could probably do better, and then maybe in like a year's time I could give them something really worth their money that could stand the test of time. Because I care about like my brand and my name, and I care about like everybody that like supports me, because it's a very niche thing, right? So I can't just be a hater. So
Right.
I wouldn't want to put anything out there to people. Like as of right now, if I was to make a set and I gave it to somebody, it'd probably be for free, and it'd probably be to like a homie.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I respect it.
I respect that. Yeah.
Very,
dude.
very, very humble, man. I respect that.
Yeah. Because I got.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, I said I just know right now I'm getting taught by a guy. His name is Plannable. I don't know if you guys seen him online, but he does dioramas. He sells them, and he teaches me like tricks of the trades right now. He's more of like a sensei kind of figure. So my whole thing is that once I would get something that would be considered his quality, then I'll be okay to sell.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You have your sensei, your mentor. That's dope.
Yeah, he's like a Japanese guy too. He's cool.
Oh, he's like legit. He's out here.
He's legit. He's legit.
Fucking sitting in the room smoking a cigarette, like, oh, he's fucking making these things, dude. Like fucking like what that dude that does the RWB Porsches.
Oh yeah, he rolls
He's
up in that
smoking a cigarette.
Yakuza Mercedes, bro.
Yeah, man.
Murdered out Mercedes.
Oh god. All right, Doc. Where we at here?
Open discussion, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about whatever the hell we want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have any questions for us, man? Anything that's on your mind that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so let's start with, how did this whole podcast thing start with you
Oh
guys?
shit.
I
don't even know.
I guess I'll answer that to start with, and then we can kind of rotate from there.
Yeah.
I started a podcast with my brother and one of our friends. I want to say over like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and the original name was called Gunny Ghost Coast to Coast, because my name is Gunny Ghost, and it was a play on Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I don't know if you guys remember watching that show late at night on Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Yeah, and it was Space Ghost, and he had a talk show.
I'm gonna Google this. I feel like I know this.
If you Google Space Ghost, and you'll immediately know who he is.
As soon as you see it, yeah, you'll know exactly what it is.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
So and he had his own like talk show at night. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it right there.
Yeah.
Yep, Space Ghost. And
I remember him.
he had his own show at night, and it was just him kind of just talking bullshit. And again, let's revert to like right after COVID, where we had a lot of time on our hands. We didn't really know what to do. I had just gotten into like building the PC, and I'm like, you know what? Let's try to stream. Let's try to do something, just to kind of not be relevant, but like just to not be bored. And it kind of like went from there, where I was just kind of on there talking bullshit, reckless, and then I forget how we ended up here. I want to say me and Doc had a conversation one day at a mutual friend's house, and I was like,
At
"Yo,
a
I do a
barbecue.
podcast at a barbecue." Yeah,
And
I was like, "Yo, I
Yeah,
do a podcast."
it was at Diggy's barbecue, and I was like, yo, I saw that. I was like, yo, you gotta let me come on and bullshit with you for a little bit on the podcast, and you're like, all right, and then I just kind of never left until I left.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So once we were here, we kind of like, not to say that like we were like oh, you know what? There's a good platform here for us to talk about, because we talked a lot about cards, and I had just recently gotten into like heavy collecting, and we kind of just took that platform and ran with it. And
Because it started as like conspiracy, like bullshitting, like like we would talk about Slender Man, we would talk about politics.
Oh,
Me and
okay.
Gunny are both into guns, and we go to the range and stuff
Yeah.
like that all the time.
I,
So
I got my
like,
gun license. Bam, bam.
oh, there you
wait, in
go.
Canada you're
They
allowed
let-
to? I
they
didn't
let
know.
you have that?
Yeah,
I thought they took that shit away.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. No, in Canada, but you have to go to like a 2-day class, like 8 hours and shit each day,
Good,
and
man.
you gotta
Okay.
go through. You gotta go through a
Exercise.
test.
I don't know what it's like in Canada, but you exercise that right, my friend. Don't you ever let them
That's
take your
it.
guns from you.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
don't
yeah.
got the Constitution over there, so they don't.
Nah.
They don't.
We don't even have self-defense over here. We can't talk.
Oh
We can't
my
talk.
god. But yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty much how it
that's
came
how-
to be.
Yeah.
And then Doc had to take a leave of absence because he was getting married, so he took a little time off, and it became really overwhelming for me. So like, I was just looking for people to kind of become part of the junk drawer, and then me and Wagyu are good friends, and our friend Javier, who you met before the podcast, he jumped in here, Javier, and he's another good friend of mine, and they were like, "Yo, we're down," and thus forming the junk drawer. This is where we really have been, kind of been focusing more on Dragon Ball, but we've been opening our eyes to One Piece, Pokemon, going into comic books is a thing coming up, designer toys, kind of just expanding my mind, because I'm so fixed on Dragon Ball that like if I don't have these
Yeah.
other guys to help me, dude, then we'll be talking about the same shit over and over. So that's how
Oh,
we
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
got here.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. It's been quite the ride. It's been fun. it's still overwhelming at times, but
Dude, listen, I try to add as much as I can to the whole overall thing. I don't know how the fuck you do it. I'll tell you that right now. 'Cause
ADD,
You're on the yeah.
ADHD,
I don't know.
little bit of autism. I don't know, dude. It's a little bit of everything.
A little bit of
A
that.
little bit of autism.
For real.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
No, I think the driving force too is the community, man. Like we got a pretty steady crowd that comes in here. We got people asking about it. We got people excited for the next episode. We got people asking throughout the week, like who's coming on next, what you guys got next. So it's it helps us keep going for sure. And we're we're making some plan, like having you on. You're you're our first segment into like a whole new world, so to speak.
Whole new genre, yeah,
Yeah.
for
Whole
real.
new genre, yeah. You're our first like Pokemon. Well, we had Kirby, but yeah, you're a whole new genre with your dioramas and stuff, man. It's a whole, you're one of one right now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
stuff
Yeah,
like this
so-
is like I thought telling people today in my stream. I live stream, I sell cards and stuff, but that's what I was telling people today during my game. I was like, we got something cool to show you guys tonight. Like they get excited to come in here and check us out, talk some shit, spill a little bit of tea here and there, give some opinions.
Yeah.
So
It's really cool because like people like yourself, Will, to be honest, you guys are a majority. You guys are part of that community that make everything as collecting a whole, right? So there's so many aspects of collecting and creating that without people like yourself, someone who's an artist in the space for Pokemon, or like people who like, drawing or art, whatever it may be, dude, we have to include everybody, because if we don't have an understanding of who these people are, what they do, the passion the passion that you chase, then, there's really no point in us doing what we do. So, again, it's just us opening up our doors and being a little more adventurous with who's out there, and kind of, bringing everyone together. That's how I see it.
Some awareness too.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, because
Like-
there's so
like
many
you're-
different avenues. Like for collecting is a genre, but there's so many different things to collect. But collecting, like you were saying, Gunny, goes in so many different directions, from artists that make dioramas, artists that draw, artists that make the 3D cards and stuff like, it goes in every direction, and it's always good. It keeps it fresh, I guess you could say,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. You guys, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying most definitely, man. Like that's kind of why I came out here to do my Instagram thing. It's just I was tired of like kind of being by myself, and per se, like at the end of the day, you can't really grow or become better if you're just surrounded by nothing or something that doesn't inspire you. So I have to really go out there and find a community and people that make me want to push myself to become better. So I do get all of this stuff, and I think it's pretty cool too, because like I do so many different avenues, and I find that sometimes when you talk to people about cards, it kind of just stays there, and like that kind of gets tiresome in a way, because it's just like we all like different cards and we all like to do it a different way, but it's the way that we express that love for those cards is what makes us all kind of different. Like I only do trainers, and you, like you just said, most people don't like trainers.
I like a few, but you're right. I'm not a big trainer. Like, there's only a handful that I'm like, that's a dope card. Like, I gotta have that. Don't know who the trainer even is sometimes, but I'm like, that card's sick.
Yeah. I think we kind of all have our own like little niches, right? So like Wagyu does, like, he's a strictly like a Ultra Instinct Goku kind of guy. Doc he's a blasty boy, like that's his thing. Me, I collect Vegito specifically. And like yourself, you're specifically trainers, and you do your dioramas to kind of like, surround and kind of promote what you like by incorporating the actual product of what you collect. So I think that's fucking awesome, man. I think that, I really hope that, in your time of evolving as an artist, man, that people notice it, because I think that people are just, they don't know things like this exist, or people like yourself do what you do, and it'd be really awesome to see you really elevate, and become like super popular amongst the community for that. I think you'll do well, man. You have some killer.
I have a question for all of us.
Okay.
I think a good question is, what is a goal, or what is something? We'll start with you, Will, since you're the guest. What is a goal, or something you want to see happen, or like you would like to see happen with what you're doing, with your creations and with your page? Like what it can just be one thing, but like what's something that you hope to get out of it, or other people to, like, what's your goal?
Okay, well, like I said at the beginning, the whole Big Brother aspect to me is like kind of important, and my whole thing is to like get people up and try to inspire them to try and make something yourself, kind of like figure out, like it doesn't have, I try to inspire people to, it doesn't have to be the avenue that I do it. You know what I mean? It can be in your own different way, but I would just like people to just, instead of like how a lot of people think, like most people like you, where you're like, I can't imagine to do it. I just want them to be like, no, just do it. Just do it. Like you know, you can't, you can't know if you like something if you don't like it, if you just don't sit down and just do it. So that's what I try to just tell my public. That's why I'm trying to like maybe create an art class where I can get accessible things, and then people can learn every single day. So right now I've been trying to do that. I've been doing stories and giving updates about how I do my things now, instead of being so secretive, because a lot of people ask me behind, and I have no problem sharing anything that I do. Like I know that there's some people like I've asked before and they won't answer you because that's just their own technique, and they want to save it for themselves. But I'm not like that in any way. Anybody tells me what do you want, I'll give you the link. You can buy it here. You can do this. This is how you do it. So if I can make it so that a lot of these people who message me just believing that they can do it, and if they can just make something small, just even just a grassy little field, it's just enough to be like, I can do that. Maybe I'll try something else.
I think it'd be really cool to see you do like a tutorial reel of some sort. I feel like that would draw a
Yeah.
lot of attention to you.
Like a series of.
Yeah, like a series, because it does two things, right? It promotes your page, it promotes your art. It actually does three things, and it also makes you better, because the more you do something repetitively, obviously, as you know, you get better at doing it, and you find better
Yeah.
ways to do it. So I think that
Yeah.
would be really awesome
Exactly.
for you to do that, man. Doing a tutorial, like, hey, here you do a list, like you like give like a breakdown, like, hey, here are all the supplies you need to do a standard diorama, base. You put your styrofoam, you get like a palette of colors, you get a couple things for this, and you do like a simple layout for someone to try and follow, and I think that would gain a lot of traction for people who would like to attempt to do something like that, because you're instructing them on how to do something basic. And
Yeah.
I think that would be really awesome for you, man.
Yeah, I think I was trying to maybe this year try and up my ante, like I said, on the technical side, because, like I said, I wasn't really that great about it. And videos and that kind of stuff does take a lot of time, and I'm a bit of a
Right.
perfectionist, so I get on my ass a lot. But if I actually, like you said, if I could make something and then continuously keep doing it over and over again, I'll get better. So that is a
Yeah.
goal for this year, is that I'll be more interactive and more technical on that side, so that I can have more access to my community.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, man.
What about you, Doc? Junk drawer. What's your what's your goal? What do you want to accomplish with the junk drawer?
What do I want to accomplish with a junk drawer? Um, well, for one, I'd like to get more, not even just Pokemon, but more content creators in general onto
Mhm.
here, and not necessarily just trading cards. Like there was
Right.
when me and Gunny went up to that card show, I was listening to a band in the car, like that I had found on Instagram, and oh shit, they're on Amazon Music, and I started playing them, and I was like, you know what, like they're not a huge band, but they're fucking insane. And I wonder, if I just reached out, would one of them come on the show and just talk about touring, talk about fucking whatever. I know it's not trading cards, but I mean, maybe more than trading cards,
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you,
possibly.
Gun? What about you,
I don't
Gun?
think.
My mind is in 100 different directions. It's so hard to narrow or pinpoint like what I plan for us, right? So like I try to, like, in my mind, I'm constantly beating myself up, because I feel like we can do so much more to promote our platform, outside of Twitch. I would like, like Wolfman says, will the Junk Drawer be a podcast, be on the podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever. Like, I would love to figure out a way to like launch that so that we could be on there. Um, but again, it's like, and I'm sure like Will and like even like all you guys all know, we all work. We have to make a living for ourselves, and it's
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
hard to juggle, doing so many things at once. And I'm one of those people, dude, where I involve myself entirely too much into something, and like sometimes it becomes chaotic. And partially because I do physically have like ADHD. I can't like I can't scramble my mind and put things together. So I feel like I tend to lack on certain things, and like things get away from me when I feel like I could definitely execute them. But yeah, I think my biggest goal for the junk drawer coming up really would be to kind of settle and pretty much lock everything down in a place, make sure that our streams are good quality, make sure that we're putting out good content on the Instagram page, making sure that we're promoting everything, we're involving everybody of every aspect in the community possible, and basically blow the channel up to be something that people can come on here and be like, hey, this is great information. There's great content on here. This is like the gateway for everything else, right? We want to introduce and then let you explore from there. We don't have to be the bread and butter, but we'd like to be the plate that brings you it, right? So that's how I see it.
Mine's simple, man. It's my goal is to get other people to my goal would be for everyone to maybe have their minds opened up, and even maybe their collection, or add a new piece from something that's new, completely new. Maybe it's somebody that loves a certain genre but has never done comic books, but they see someone when the comic comes on here, they tell them, there's these exclusive books, or you can get them for this price, or whatever. Maybe they learn something from the comic segment. Maybe it's with Pokemon, like, with having him tell us about a new set when we had Kirby on here. Maybe that's somebody's first Pokemon, hearing Doc and you will have a discussion, about dioramas and about, different things like that. Like maybe something like that. That's my goal. I want to see people branch. I want this to be like a source or a hub for people to come and be like, oh my, like the doja, sorry, behind Gunny's head right there, the cell. Like that's something new, artwork, original from the original Dragon Ball Z, like that's the cell they used to make the movie. Like that's art, bringing it to Dragon Ball. So it's more than just cards.
Like, yeah, so like this, like if you watch the Vegito saga, this is literally the artwork from the TV show. Like this was on your television, it's on your phone, and I, thankfully for
one of
one, like Bro Namath, I got this piece, and it's fucking awesome. Like it's nice to own
How'd
a
you
piece
get
of
it?
like history. So I got it from a collector.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's a collector. He's like a big Grail collector. His name is Bro Namath on Instagram, and I guess he got this via an auction house in Japan, and they'll, the other artists will sell you some of the stuff from the production, and you can get this. They give you like the cell, the doga, which is like actually like the actual pencil stencil drawing on the backside. But this is what they would use to kind of flip through the screen as they're showing you the motion of the character. So it's cool to own a piece of art that, like, as a child or like growing up, you're like, yo man, that's my favorite character. This is what everyone had, and like I own it now. I own a piece of Dragon Ball Z history right here. So that's this is my grail.
Congratulations.
Stuff like that though. That's kind of that's where my mind is. Like when we bring these new people on, just opening people's minds up, and if we can get, for someone to hit me up and be like, oh, I saw Will, this and that. I saw he's selling his stuff now. I picked up a piece from him, bro. That would be so solid to have somebody, I saw him on the junk drawer, started following him. Now he's selling his stuff. Like, I don't know. That'd be cool to me. That's what I want to do here. So
yeah, sounds sick.
Dude, when you sell your first piece, bro, hit me up. I want to buy it.
All right. I'll hold you to it though.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, if you happen to
here we go.
need a Blastoise little figurine, I got one up there. I'll mail that shit to you real quick. You make a sick ass Blastoise scene.
I'll give you that. I've always wanted to do a Blastoise, but I've always not found the toy, because I always like Blastoise when he's swimming. You can see his shell up. So I think it'd be doing an ocean scene with Blastoise shell up with like a Squirtle on him or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Like the Skyridge Blastoise when he's swimming through the fucking water.
Expedition.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an Expedition. Actually, do I have that one? I might actually have that one.
Wow.
No, I don't.
So a question for one of the viewers. Wolfman Card says, "Will you give Dragon Ball a shot and make a fight scene?"
You know what? It's funny because I actually have made a lot of Dragon Ball. I've made some Dragon Ball model kits on the side.
Okay.
For fun. Yeah, like I have. I think one sec.
What's happening? Oh, it's
Struggle Boss. Yeah. So this artwork.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep. That thing's sick, dude.
So like I made this Goku like a while ago, and I've always dreamed about actually like myself doing a diorama for him.
Wagu's like, wait, what's that? Dude, that's sick, man.
Like, what we got going on here, boy?
So regular, you can make your own Goku if you want to, boy. Try it out.
Yeah, need to, man. I need to. Hey,
It's fun.
I
It's
got,
fun. But
I
yeah,
got the
no,
figure right here.
no,
I'm ready.
definitely. It's funny because like maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was scrolling through Instagram and I found this guy making a commission piece for like an impact scene of like a Dragon Ball Z Punch, and I thought that would be really cool because I have this Goku and I also have a Broly. So Broly is he's my favorite Dragon Ball Z character. So I think that would be cool. So yeah, basically I want to branch out. Like Pokemon is like kind of like the starting thing, and I know that that's like I guess it was like an easier community to kind of get my niche into, and just spread my wings a bit. And
Yeah.
then from there, obviously I want to try to do different stuff. I collect a lot of Demon Slayer stuff, so like I do like a lot of like secret like photo shoots for Akaza and shit like that.
That's
Okay.
Have you ever seen the I don't know who did it. I saw it on like an Instagram reel. So I think it's a Goku character and a Vegeta character, and they're like doing Kamehameha at each other or whatever, but the guy
Yeah.
he put LED strip and used cotton
Oh,
to make
yep.
it look
Oh.
like
Yeah.
that shit
I've-
was sick.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen
So
it.
the cotton is like I guess I'd say that's more like an intermediate trick because playing with cotton is kind of hard. Okay.
Okay.
So that kind of stuff is I'm moving up to it. I've made one or two explosions. I wouldn't say I'm proud of them, but at the end of the day, I'm trying. But yeah, I think I want to do maybe to segue into difference. Since I started with Gunpla, I'll probably do my next one. I want to do that's off to the side would be a Gunpla, like um probably master grade. So
Okay.
that would take a while,
I've,
but
I've seen those. Those are big.
yeah, because the last one I did was the I don't know if you guys watch Gundam or anybody knows anything about Gundam, probably not. But yeah, the last one I did was like a full mechanics, so it's like maybe over like a couple hundred pieces, and then it has like every single piece like wires. It has all the gears, everything. So I think I
Wow.
would make something. What is that?
That's Gundam. It's Wing Zero.
Oh, what? Gundams has cards?
Oh,
So
dude,
these
Yeah.
are
you have,
these
you have
these are
no
old
idea.
Shut up! Shut
these
up!
are
It's
Yeah.
kind
old
of
old
it's
tri-age cards.
no
So
way.
these were discontinued back in like what 2018?
There's a
2016?
new
2016, I
set.
think.
Gun,
Yeah,
Gundam has a new
there's
set.
there's new stuff, but they don't look like these.
Dude,
I don't think.
I'm about to Google this
Javier,
right now.
Javier, the guy you met earlier from the junk drawer.
Yeah.
He's a big Gundam fan. So
He's big into
I-
it, yeah.
Yeah, and like I used to watch Gundam as a kid, so like I see Wing
Yeah.
Zero now, and I'm like, damn, dude, he was my favorite Gundam.
Yeah.
But I was just actually at the Toei Animation store in New York City, where they had all the metal Gundam figures that you could build there, and I'm like, dude, they're
Yeah.
like
I want to
$400
I want to build one of
$500.
those, yeah.
They're
That's-
sick, dude. They're
So
sick.
I
Those ones
see
are
them
hard,
I see
too.
them online and I never know if I'm going to get scammed, right? Like cuz I order a lot of shit from actually from Japan, like from plazajapan.com and stuff like that.
So do I.
And I never know. I can never tell from the box cuz the box is always so flat and I'm like,
Yeah.
is there anything in that fucking box? Like
Yeah,
am I going to
it-
get anything?
What you're gonna get is a fuck ton of these.
So
And
I
then
used to build cars like that when I was
Yeah.
younger, and little airplanes too.
Yeah, this one's gonna be once I'm finished. It'll be Eva 1 from Evangelion.
Okay.
If you ever
Okay.
watched that, it's a mecha. It's like a mecha anime. It's kind of like
Okay.
old school, kind of like Berserk if you know what Berserk is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like old school like that in a way, and it doesn't make any sense. So I wouldn't recommend watching it.
Javier said, best Hashira, Hashiri. What the fuck am I saying here? Best
Best Hashira.
Hashira and Demon Slayer.
Best Hashira Demon Slayer. I read all of Demon Slayer to be honest, so I should have an opinion on this. But if I had to guess, The Wind Hashira. That would be my favorite.
That's right,
That's my
Javier.
favorite.
And if you don't like that, fuck you.
Yeah, Javi.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Nah.
piece of shit.
Nah, he's
We love-
badass. And later on in the story, he's a pretty cool guy.
I don't know
Yeah.
shit. I'd be
Fuck
lying
you.
if I said otherwise.
Fuck you, Javier. Win for life, bitch.
He said, don't make me come on."
Don't tell me.
Let's see here. Yeah, so, that's fucking sick, man. You dabble in everything. I love it. I fucking love it. All right, so let's go here. We're gonna start breaking down here. Anyone like Initial D? I do, and so does my brother D Ghost and Doc. Initial D's a shit.
I can't wait for the movie.
Is that the driving
yeah.
one?
Yeah,
Han
that's right.
from
Han is
Tokyo
filming-
Drift.
Yeah, he's doing the movie. That's gonna be sick. Can't wait
Directing
to see
it.
that. We're gonna do a three rapid question breakdown per host. So it's just gonna be us asking you 3 random questions. Literally, doesn't have to be related to anything you do and or like. It's just gonna be a kind of like we ask you a question, you give us an answer, and we go from there. All right.
All right.
So we're gonna let Doc rip off and start for us. So
Okay.
as soon as
So-
you get that question, fire off the answer.
Yep. First one, Ferrari or Lamborghini?
Lamborghini.
Okay, man of culture.
Respect.
All right.
Respect.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. Hockey or football? Okay, hockey or soccer? Sorry.
Soccer.
That's right.
Soccer.
That's right.
Well, see, I figured Canadian would pick hockey, but okay.
I can't skate. Can't skate. My dad played hockey for years, never taught me how to skate. Doesn't give a fuck.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
There it is. All right.
All right. Here we go. I'm gonna do my 3. Vegito or Gogeta?
I knew that was coming.
Vegito, because I don't like Gogeta's little thingy.
Thank you.
His little vest.
The fucking vest. The fucking.
With the
That's what I'm saying, bro.
overpants?
It
Sure.
works. It works for Gogeta in my opinion because he's a little boy and it feels like a little boy's outfit. So if it works for Gotenks and stuff, it works. But for him, there's a grown man in a tank top with an open. It's
He's
like
got the
Mr. Popo. It's Mr. Popo like all over again. You know what I mean? Like fuck.
That's fucking awesome. All right. Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
Hot
one for
take.
2.
All right. And for the last one, we're gonna go. God, I can't think of like a actual serious question here.
Come on.
Mm.
I know the answer to this one. Bicycles or skateboards?
Skateboards. But I skateboarding.
All right.
How long you been skating?
I skated when I was a kid for years, and then I quit because like you're old as shit. Like I'm 30 years old. And as soon as I fall off my skateboard, but it's not far. It's right there. I still
Mine's
keep
right
it.
mine's right in the corner, right there, bro. I'm telling you.
I still pop it out from time to time and just hit it like a nice little shove it and be like, yeah.
That's funny. Go Wagyu.
All right. Favorite year of your life so far? What age? Favorite age so far?
My favorite age would probably be 10 years old because that was when I first got to visit my family's family in Barbados, and that was dope.
Oh hell
Okay.
yeah.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. These next 2 you may not even understand, but I'm gonna need you to just pay attention and answer them correctly. All right? No mess ups
All right.
here.
All right,
Very
simple. Glued.
Very simple. Gunny Ghost or Shorty Skater?
Gunny Ghost.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
Always.
We take those. And this one's the most important. This one's the most important by far. The Junk Drawer podcast or every other podcast in the world ever?
Junk drawer.
That's it.
Let's
That's
go.
all we need.
It's the first podcast I've ever watched, so you got my seal of approval.
There we
Let's
Say
go.
less, say less.
For
That's
sure.
fucking awesome, dude. Hey, real
Big
quick,
dick
back to
goat.
what you just said actually about Barbados. Your family's from Barbados?
Yeah, my dad's originally from Barbados and my mom's originally from Jamaica. That's where the dreads come
Okay.
Okay, okay.
What part of Barbados?
from. To be honest, I don't really know.
What
Okay.
about Jamaica? What part of Jamaica?
Again, don't really know because they're all just Saint something. You know what I mean? Like they're all just
Yeah, yeah.
some sort of
So-
port or it's whatever. Most of the
That's right.
time, I just
I ask because I've been to Barbados and it's probably one of my favorite Caribbean islands to go to.
yeah.
It's
well,
it's sick. I love Barbados.
I personally like it out of all of them, just because like Barbados has that real like chill like island vibe. Like I remember when I
Yeah.
was a kid and I used to go there. Like I used to be able to like you could walk around with your parents not around and people that were like that made foods and vendors used to just give me free food and let me try some stuff and just treat me like their own and it's just
Yeah.
everybody there's just like hey come sit down pull up a chair kind of vibe. So that's
Yeah.
always what I've liked, right?
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
dope.
all right.
That's dope. Yeah. No, when I was in Barbados, we were in Bridgetown for most of it. But
Yeah.
we rented a Jimmy, a right-hand drive Jimmy, and we went across the island. We were everywhere, and I actually made friends in Barbados who I'm friends with to this day on Facebook. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. So it's dope. I mean that place is beautiful, man. If I could go there and vacation annually there, I probably would. Like it's sick. So I've been to
Yeah.
Jamaica too, but I'll be honest with you, bro. We didn't leave the resort. Everyone was like, "Yeah, don't leave the resort."
Don't,
I was like, "All right,
Don't. It's funny. It's funny because a lot of people think because of like how Jamaica is with Bob Marley and everything's supposed to be irie and you smoke weed and shit, like that it's supposed to be more chill, but it's less fucking chill. Okay, everyone's way more aggressive. Um, a lot more people just don't really care about you, like as opposed to like the island and like I don't really blame them because most of the time for like I guess in Barbados it seems like I don't know people blend with the tourism and it works really well and
Yeah.
things. But with Jamaica they have a bad stuff where like a lot of the resorts have taken the beaches from the natives and like so 90% of the beaches the natives don't have access to so they have to like go to these only last 10%. So that obviously creates a divide among people because they can't even
Yeah.
fish their own waters and shit. So there's a
Yeah.
problem there in
That's
that
fucked
way.
up.
And well, you say that because when I was there, I realized a lot of Jamaicans are actually angry. I'm like, they're not. I was like,
Yeah.
it's not that they're dangerous
it-
people. I was like, they're just upset with whoever. And why? I have no idea. But I was like, these people are angry, man. I don't know what it is.
Jamaicans have like something that's like it's like you get to learn once kind of thing. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's how my mother is. She's like, you did this wrong. I taught you how it is, and now you have to conform, and now you have to do it right. There's no ifs, ands in between. They're kind of like have that same discipline as like Asian parents. They're like, yo, you don't fuck up, like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like a lot of the times, they'll like to page you and put you in your place to be like, you need to know what's right and wrong, and then once you do that again and step out of line, then they're not gonna be nice to you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No,
But it's also like it's also a hard language. It's kind of like my wife is German, right? So her father and everybody is super hard when they talk. It sounds aggressive sometimes, like
Oh,
motherfuckers are angry. But you know what? They're telling me like they're having a great time and shit. So like sometimes it's a little bit of reading through the lines because Jamaicans are very loud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Loud,
That's
but they're
awesome.
fun. They're
Yeah,
fun.
they know how to have a good time.
If you find the right one, or you go to the right dance hall, you're gonna have a good time, fam. Don't worry.
Hey.
No, we explored a little bit where we went to where they told us to go. So I was like, all right, we'll follow the lead. We normally when we travel, me and my wife are like, yeah, we're just gonna go off the beaten path and do our own thing, and we always
Yeah.
have, with the exception of Jamaica. But even then, we kind of figured out how to like navigate through, kind of get away from the tourist section without getting like murdered.
Yeah.
You know, just for being in the wrong place. But yeah, no, I mean, we met some awesome people there. It was a good time, and you know, I was in Jamaica. We had to smoke some weed. I don't know what it was. It was I'm sure it was garbage because I had a headache from
It's
it.
trash. It's absolutely trash.
But we were out in the fucking where we were at wherever we were on fucking you know, ATVs, just fucking chilling in the all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah, man, that's awesome. That's sick. All right. Well, let's unwind here. Let's wrap this up. We're gonna go through our closing statements. Obviously, a couple things for everybody who is still here with us listening. Giveaway reminders. I don't know if anybody knows this, but we actually hit 500 followers on our Instagram
Hell yeah.
today.
Hey.
So that unlocks a giveaway, which we'll work on to get ready. Our giveaway is coming up for our Twitch channel once we hit the 300 followers. So those are a couple giveaways in the works. Our next announcement we have is our merch. Don't forget our merch. I promise you we're going to be putting up some merch photos up on the page soon. You guys want merch? Hit up anybody on the junk drawer. If you really want to get specific, contact I Know a Guy Collectibles. He's going to be your guy to make you all custom pieces for the junk drawer. Upcoming guests, we have, I believe, remind me, Wagyu? Comic Traders. That's next week.
No, well, it might be, but they got the con coming up, so we're working dates. I'm gonna talk to them tomorrow. I'll stay tuned.
All right, stay tuned. We're gonna have updates, and then yeah, so we'll keep you guys posted on who they are. Again, today we had the honor of having Kanto.Kreations on our. I'm gonna plug his Instagram right here in the chat. Feel free to look him up, check him out, guys. He's got great stuff. Super chill person. Will, thanks so much for your time, brother. We really appreciate you coming on here and just, you know, kind of kicking us with a couple hours and, you know, give us a little insight in your life. And, you know, we know that much more now. And we appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Just want to say thank you for giving me a platform to do my thing on. I really appreciate everything. And I really dig what you guys are doing here. I think it's really great for the community to bring everybody together. And I think that you're doing it in a very positive and encouraging way to make everybody feel included. So I would give you guys a pat on the back. I had a really great time here, and I would love to come back anytime and hang out with you guys at any point.
Awesome, man.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, dude. No, don't worry. We'll full circle. We'll come back. We'll get you back on here one day. You know, we're hitting you up like, hey, Will, man, I saw you sold that piece for $1 million, man. Congratulations.
Don't forget about us.
I'll come back. I'll come back with a Dragon Ball Z piece, just because I know you guys are Dragon Ball Z guys. Okay, I'll get you guys one.
Do it, bro. That'd be sick, man. That'd be fucking sick. But yeah, man, that's the show, guys. Again, I'll plug his Instagram back in the chat. We'll post his Instagram on our Instagram page. You guys can share it, check it out, show some love, follow him, give him a follow, show support, and yeah. We'll be back at it next week, and stay tuned for our Instagram post to see who's coming on and what we're going to talk about. Till then, next time, we love you guys. Be safe, be positive, and we'll check you guys next week. Peace out.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.